Alright, today we're talking about something very Canadian. Paying rent. Most of us spend a huge chunk of our income on it, but for years, that money didn't actually do anything for our credit score, or for us. You pay thousands every year, but it's like it never happened. That's where Chexy comes in, a Canadian platform that finally flips that around. It lets you pay your rent with your credit card, earn cashback or points, and even report your rent payments to credit bureaus to help build your credit score over time. In this video, I'll go over what Chexy is, how it works, and how much it costs. What are the real benefits are, and whether the small transaction fee is actually worth it, especially if you're using the right credit card. And spoiler alert, if you combine Chexy with the Scotiabank, Momentum Visa Infinite, or Rogers World Elite MasterCard, this setup can be crazy powerful for cashback and credit growth. More about that later. Chexy is a Canadian rent payment platform that acts as the middleman between you and your landlord. Here's how it works. You pay your rent through Chexy using a credit card. Chexy then deposits that money directly into your landlord bank account, just like an e-transfer. Then your rent gets reported to Equifax every month, which helps credit history. It's essentially credit for renters, something we've needed in Canada for quite a few years now. But even better, if your landlord doesn't have Chexy or doesn't want to sign up, no problem. You can still pay them through Chexy. They'll just receive a normal e-transfer, no setup required on their side. And that's a huge plus compared to a lot of US platforms that often require the landlord to sign up as well. This is where Chexy gets really interesting. It lets you pay your rent using your credit card, which means you can finally earn cashback or points on your biggest monthly expense. And look, most cards give between 1% and 4% cashback, depending on the category. So for some cards, even after paying Chexy's small transaction fee, you can often come out ahead, or at least break even, while still building your credit in the background. And if you're using a card like the Scotiabank Momentum Visa Infinite, which gives you a 4% cashback on recurring bills, it can work quite beautifully. If you set your rent payments as a recurring bill through Chexy, it may actually qualify for the top-tier cashback rate, which I think Chexy does automatically for you. So let's say your rent is $1,500. That's $18,000 a year. At 4%, that's $720 in rewards. Even if you pay Chexy a small processing fee of 175%, a yearly total of $315, you still come out $405 ahead. Plus, you're reporting rent to Equifax at the same time. Now, that's a win-win. Now let's talk about fees, because yes, Chexy does charge a small one, or a big one, depending on who you ask. As of now, the credit card transaction fee is around 1.75%. It varies slightly depending on the payment method and your card type, whether it's domestic or international. So if your rent is $1,500, you're paying roughly $26–25 in fees every month. Now, that might sound as a deal breaker, but it depends on how you use it. If you're paying with a high rewards card that gives you a 4% cashback, like the Scotia Momentum, or a card that helps you hit a welcome bonus requirement, like spending $2,000 in the first 3 months and then you get a 10% cashback, that 175% fee can easily make sense. Think of it like a small investment for either building credit, earning rewards, or unlocking bonuses faster. The rent reporting feature is what makes Chexy stand out from any other rent payment system in Canada. When you pay through Chexy, your payments are actually reported to the credit bureaus, which adds positive payment history to your credit file. And over time, this helps improve and grow your credit score, especially if you don't have much credit history to begin with. For people who've never had a loan, credit card, or mortgage, this can be a fantastic way to establish a credit profile and qualify for better financial products in the future. Now let's talk about the fun part. Reward stacking. Chexy by itself doesn't give you points at all, but the magic happens when you combine it with once again with a high earning credit card. Here are my two favorite pairings. Number one, Scotiabank Momentum Visa Infinite at 4% cashback on recurring bills. If your rent through Chexy qualifies, this can easily offset the transaction fee. I've made an in-depth video on this card as well. And the Rogers World Elite MasterCard at 1.5 to 3% cashback with no annual fee, which is perfect if you don't want to pay for a premium card and are a Rogers customer. It only makes sense when redeeming against Rogers services. Then you're making 3%, and 3% minus 1.75% is 1.25% cashback on rent. And I've also made a video on this card if you're looking to learn more. And once again, it's all about strategy. If you're building credit, chasing a sign-up bonus, or optimizing rewards, Chexy turns rent, your biggest non-rewardable expense, into something that finally pays you. Okay, let's talk about the setup. The Chexy setup process is super easy. You create an account on their website, enter your landlord's info and rent amount, choose your payment method, and you're done. Your landlord doesn't even need to have an account. They will just receive a payment like a regular, normal e-transfer. Now you can set up monthly recurring payments, which is ideal for people who want to automate everything and never forget. Plus, their dashboard, what I like personally, so clean, modern, and simple. No clutter, no 20 options in the drop-down menu, no hidden upsells. It feels like a product built for renters, not big banks. So, is Chexy worth it? Honestly, yes, if you use it smartly. If you're trying to build and strengthen your credit score, this is one of the most accessible tools in Canada right now. You're already paying rent. Chexy just helps you get credit for it. If you're using it to hit a welcome bonus or earn high cashback, the 1.7% fee can make sense as well. Even if you use it just a few times a year strategically, for example, if you need to hit a spending goal for a big credit card bonus, it makes perfect sense. Chexy isn't for everyone, but it's a clever, well-designed tool that finally gives renters some financial upside. In my opinion, Chexy is one of the most innovative fintech tools in Canada right now. I'm sure more people will talk about it the more popular it becomes. It's very simple, transparent, and it fixes something that's been broken for years. The fact that paying rent never helped your credit and never gave you any cashback bonuses. Whether you use it to build credit, earn cashback, or strategically meet spending goals, it adds a layer of value to something you already have to pay for every month. Just be mindful of the transaction fee, use it intentionally, and you'll easily come out ahead, especially if you pair it with the right credit card. And of course, this is not a financial advice. Always check the latest fees, promos, and make sure it fits your own financial situation. Anyways, guys, if you found this video review helpful, please subscribe. It tells YouTube that my videos are okay, at least somewhat watchable, which honestly makes my day. Give this video a like, drop a comment, and check the description links to Chexy and my other credit card reviews, especially Scotiabank, Momentum, Visa Infinite, and Rogers World Elite MasterCard, since those cards pair almost perfectly with this service. And if you sign up using my link, we both get $15 after your first payment on Chexy. Anyways, thank you for watching this, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.